Hi everyone, so we're moving on to the garter stripe this week. I like the name of that, garter stripe, and it's in the dark blue. Now I couldn't resist getting on with this, and I was away from my computer, so I couldn't show you what was going on as I was knitting. I have to say I had a tantrum, pulled it all apart, but that was partly because I got it totally caught and mixed up because I was trying to learn how to knit in a different way. I don't know if anyone else is finding this, but when you're knitting and purling, I do find it's actually quite hard work on the hands. And there was a mention in the Art of Knitting Facebook page about different types of cramp that you get when you're knitting. But I do find that my hands get quite tired, which is a bit surprising, really. But I heard someone talking in the knitting shop where I went the other week about continental stitching and Norwegian knitting. So I had a look at that online. I don't know if anyone's found it yet, but go and have a look at what Norwegian knitting is if you don't already know. It basically, I haven't mastered it yet, so I wouldn't even attempt to try and show you. But basically, what you have to do is instead of keeping your wool on the right hand side, I'm right handed, so this is explaining it from a right handed perspective. But instead of having the wool around your right fingers and then bringing it over onto the left needle, you keep the wool on the side on your left hand, and then you basically sort of knit in a completely different way. And when you look at the tutorials on YouTube, it does look like a complete nightmare. But in actual fact, it saves that effort of bringing the wool around the top of the needle. And I think actually, if you perfect it, I think it actually might be quite helpful. So this is what I've been attempting using this garter stitch stripe square. So you can see it's really lovely actually. It's really chunky. I can see it's rather manly. I think it's the colour I've done it in as well. But you'll see that it's quite springy as well. So this is a perfect square. It doesn't roll over at the top, and I'm really, really pleased with that one. And I will definitely use this. There's some people I think have made hand warmers. I think someone, Kirsty Holloway, I've just seen your wrist warmers on the website and they look amazing, and you've used some kind of ribbing and that looks really fantastic. There's been some brilliant projects being shown. Nina Hayes, I love the idea of knitting that bare and then filling it with lavender. My lavender's in full bloom at the moment, so I may well take your lead on that and fill some of my new projects with lavender. One of the projects I've been working on for, it seems like, about a century is the Aran cushion, which was in a few issues back, and I've shown it to you every now and again. I tend to do a bit, get frustrated, and then put it away again because it does take a long time to just do one row. But this is where I've got with it. I'm not going to show it to you for too long because you'll begin to see that there are some incredible clanging mistakes in them. Goodness knows what happens here. But I reckon with a bit of needle and thread I can probably sort that out. This middle bit, no idea why that doesn't look like it does on the magazine, but I quite like that. The texture's nice. You can see it's riddled with mistakes, but I think my proudest thing about all of that is this cabling. It's not perfect, but I am learning to use a cable needle using that pattern. And I don't quite know how much longer I've got to go on this. Worryingly, I've forgotten which row I'm on, so I'm going to have to go and really work that out because I don't want to go wrong now. But I'm really pleased with that. Clanging mistakes, I've said, but this is a work that has taken me a really long time. I love this bobble stitch down this side. That is definitely going to come back in some kind of art form a little bit later on in my knitting projects. So that's where I've got to on that, and I don't know if anyone else has tried it. I'd love to see if anyone else has managed and the troubles that they have been encountering, but I'll let you know when this is finished. I will be very proud of this one if I ever get it finished. So this one is a good one. It's quite easy, quite simple. We've not done it before, but I think I might do a few more like that. I'm beginning to see I'm going to have to redo quite a few of my squares because they're just not fitting the right size. And so I'm going to have to get going on that in the next few weeks. But this won't take you too long. It's a really lovely texture. It'll be one that will be a really positive addition to our collection of squares. So good luck.